Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss the public lecture that I was giving on November 10th regarding plastic pollution in the oceans. First, let's begin by describing the problem. Did you know that more than 30 million tons of plastic are manufactured each year? Furthermore, did you know that not much of this plastic is actually recycled? The United States, which is one of the world leaders in recycling, only recycles about 10% of their plastic. In contrast, China, which is the world's leader in plastic mismanagement, allows over 5 million metric tons of plastic in the year 2010 alone. That is a lot of plastic in the ocean. Other Pacific Asian countries are also leaders in plastic mismanagement. China buys a lot of plastic scrap from third world countries for recycling, but as we know now, this recycling is really just dumping it out into the oceans. Furthermore, between 4.8 and 12.7 million tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. Now this is just an approximation, because ocean pollution can only be measured on the surface, but there could be much more plastic underneath the surface of the ocean. There are two types of pollution that can be caused by plastic. These are coastal pollution and ocean pollution. Coastal pollution is defined as pollution that is within 500 miles of a shoreline. This pollution generally consists of large pieces of plastic such as bottles of bags. This is the type of pollution that you see on beaches and the like. In contrast, ocean pollution is pollution that is further away than 500 miles of a shoreline. Ocean pollution is generally very small pieces of plastic that have been in the world's oceans for a long time. One of the biggest problems caused by ocean pollution is the formation of great trash patches. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the Great Pacific Trash Patch in the Pacific Ocean. Now I'm going to go over what these patches are and how they're formed. So these patches are essentially large collections of trash that are accumulated in certain parts of the ocean. They accumulate in these parts of the ocean due to gyration currents. As you know, the ocean water circulates through currents that are caused by waves and wind. Due to certain coastal geometries, there are certain parts in the ocean that create kind of whirlpool effects where trash can enter, but it can't exit. This is why plastic accumulates in these spots. Now, observing and analyzing these plastic patches has proven to be very difficult over the years. In the Indian Ocean, it is difficult to do so because of piracy in the area. In the Atlantic Ocean, it has been a recent discovery about these trash patches, so there's no observable trend data in order to analyze this patch. So the Pacific patch, the most popular one, has been the one that has been analyzed the most. It has been analyzed since the 1970s. And the information that we have about plastic pollution and how it behaves in the oceans is due to research on the Pacific patch. Plastic pollution is very detrimental to the environment, obviously. The most detrimental part of it is ingestion by marine life. For example, 90% of bird species have been exposed and impacted by plastic, especially in the Antarctic. Additionally, half of all sea turtles may have ingested plastic debris. This makes their stomachs heavy, and sometimes plastic can be corrosive and toxic to them and can kill marine life. A large majority of ocean pollution is actually due to microbeads. Microbeads are small plastic particles that can be found in many products such as toothpaste or exfoliants. They are actually cheaper than natural exfoliants, which is why manufacturing companies use them in their products. These microbeads can enter the environment through sewage overflows and can pass through sewage treatment plants almost completely undetected. Microbeads are generally made of polyethylene. Since these microbeads are very small and hard to detect, it is very easy for a high concentration of them to enter the natural environment and cause environmental damage to animals, as mentioned before. Microbeads have actually been banned in some states due to this. However, more needs to be done on our part to make sure that microbeads stop being used in commercial products. As you can see, ocean pollution is a problem that our generation has to face in the upcoming years. Ocean pollution is detrimental to marine life and also to our own lives. And the causes for ocean pollution are actually close to home in the products that we use on an everyday basis. For this reason, Whenever you're buying toothpaste or exfoliants, make sure they don't have microbeads because microbeads are bad for the environment.